Today we talking about crabs in the barrel mindset. Huh? Are we going live? And like, let's run the lights up, guys, and get people on the live. Let's wake everybody up. What do you want? All right, we going? Y'all ready? We going live. We talking about crabs in the barrel today. I'm about to start the podcast. Why does it keep doing that? Keep saying something about overload. Yeah, could be. Guys, today I'm giving y'all guys a phone number today so you can call in today and talk too. So I want to hear your opinions about the crab in the barrel mentality that's very prominent, right? So we about to go live. We're going to give it like 10 more seconds. We going live. We going live. Where y'all at? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right, we going live. We going to get ready to get started. Today we're talking about crabs in the barrel mentality, mindset. You know, there's a lot of crabs in the barrel. And that's all cultures, just so you guys know that. That's not just one culture. There's all cultures. I want you guys to be able to call in today. I'm going to be throwing a number out there today. You guys can call in. For those who don't know, Kizzy, see if I can pin it. The phone number is 516-253-1150. But we're going live right about, you ready? Hold on, Tyler, once you're ready, I'm ready. As soon as he's ready, I'm ready, guys. We're going live. 253-1150. All right, we're going live. Are you ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast, starring Q the Boss.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to another episode of Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast. They call me Q the Boss. Today we talking about something very, 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 very consistently a problem. You know, and I want to clap it up for those who don't have this mindset. There's tons of people that have this mindset. Today we're talking about the crab in the barrel mentality or mindset. There are tons of people that have this mindset. They don't see it because they're around people that have the same mentality and the same mindset. For those who want to call in today, our call-in number today is 516-253-1150. Let me say that one more time. Save the number. We're taking phone calls today for whoever want to call in today. 516-253-1150. I'm going to give you the number throughout the course of this whole podcast today. I want you guys to call in and let's have this conversation. Today, we're talking about the crabs in the barrel mindset. You know, from a guy that's pushing myself to be a better person, I've noticed that it's very prominent that a lot of people are very inferior to seeing other people's success. And it's so evident to the point where people act like they're not jealous of people. Some people don't want to like and subscribe and show love to your content is because of the fact that they're insecure about what they're not doing. And I'm going to tell you something, and let me get straight to the point. You'll never be able to be blessed hating on others. Most people block their own blessings by hating on other people. And that's very evident. Like I've noticed the more I've helped others and the more I show love, the more blessed I become. And the problem is tons of us don't want to help others, so therefore we'll never be blessed. That's the crabs in the barrel. A lot of people are crabs. And a crab is one who pulls another down from seeing another one get to the top. Right? And now we don't have to say this is culturally a black or a white or a Latino thing. I think it's in all cultures. We all have crabs. There are people in every culture that want to not see other people make it to the top. And the issue is this. What's meant to be, no matter what you say, God will still help it no matter what. You cannot stop someone that is blessed. You cannot take somebody out of their winning season. You cannot interrupt what God is creating. So the more you hate on something, the more that God is going to continue to manifestate that great idea. See, when you got God in the midst of anything you're doing, you will always see the greatest thing come fruition. A lot of people don't understand that. Tons of people don't understand that you think because you don't support someone, it's going to stop them from winning. I'm going to tell you something. Let's just say you live in a very small town. Somebody throw a town out there. Let me see on my live. Guys, name a town. Name an area. Give me a neighborhood. And I'm not going to say my neighborhood. Just anywhere. Say a neighborhood, right? I want to wait till somebody say a neighborhood. And this is the reason why. Because I want to say a name of a town somewhere. Flint. We know Flint, Michigan. Someone just threw out Flint, Michigan, right? So beautiful just said Flint. Let's just use Flint, Michigan, right? When you realize that the world is so much bigger than Flint, Michigan, someone else said Harlem. When you understand the world is so much bigger than Harlem or Flint, Michigan, you'll see that the world, you don't have to be supported in your neighborhood. Social media has given us a very open, broader spectrum of seeing more people. Someone said Glen Cove, right? And the issue is we think that because we don't support certain people or support certain things, it won't happen. I'm going to tell you something. Let's just say that I want my podcast to blow up. My podcast could blow up in East Asia for all we know. My podcast could blow up in Thailand. My podcast can blow up in Trinidad. I have people check in from all over the world, right? Egypt. I have people from all over DMing me about my content. And the one thing I love about it is the people that support me understand that I'm building something very positive. My whole content is not created to create more negativity that's already here in the world. We have enough of it. So how do we block out the hate, right? How do we eliminate the negativity? By not entertaining it, by talking about positivity. But I'm going to tell you something. Someone wants to call in right now. Call us number 516-253-1150. Let me say that one more time. 516-253-1150. Tell me something right now that you see is very prominent with the crabs in the barrel. What do they do that's stopping people from trying to get to the next levels? I'm going to tell you conversationally, a lot of people do it. They'll say things like this because they put their trajectory on you. A person that doesn't see highly of themselves or think highly of themselves tend to talk bad about you thinking positive about yourself because they don't see highly about themselves. And it's sad when you have conversations with a lot of people. This is the conversation. Yo, I think I want to go back to school. I think that's a bad idea. Why would you tell somebody or talk someone out of becoming their better selves? Because sometimes crabs don't want to see other people get to the next levels. And when a person don't want to see another person get to the next level, all they do is they talk negative on the idea of the person. There's a saying, and I want everyone to hear this, right? Anyone wants to know where the podcast is? This podcast is on every major platform. Guys, we hit every major platform. The podcast is called Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast. We on Spotify. We on Apple. We on Anchor. We on every platform. We on YouTube, Empowered Dynasty on YouTube, right? That's the movement, the Empowered Dynasty movement. That's what we're doing. We changing mentalities. We buying a real estate. We definitely doing a lot different from the regular things that we used to see. So let's get back into this. I've noticed that they say if you tell a big idea to a small-minded person, that idea will ultimately subside because of the fact that the small-minded person cannot envision what you're telling them. So the more you tell a small-minded person your vision, the more they will never, ever support it. So they think by blocking you is not supporting you. But here's the issue. You think you're going to stop what's meant to be. There's so many millions and billions of people in the world that one person can't stop the show. Do you understand that? So those who push through, even though people talk negative and try to stop them and not support them, I want to give you a round of applause, right? Right? And this is the issue. I looked at a lot of people and I see a lot of people talk. And when we have conversations, I've noticed that the more you push yourself to be greater, the more negativity tries to come your way. This is the crabs. These are the ones who want to pull you down because they don't see certain things happen in their lives. But if you're not supporting someone else's idea, why do you expect people to support yours? If you're not, you know what's crazy? And I'm going to tell you, this is how you know there's a video, and I love it. The video said, so why you ain't blowing up yet? And the guy said, because you ain't sharing my content, right? And I've noticed that people will share an absolute stranger content before they share yours because they think that they're going to stop you from getting to the levels. One thing I will say is that, here, Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast, we growing bigger and bigger and bigger by the day. You know, guys, we're doing really well. And the fact of the matter is the people that are supporting us tend to be from all over the world. I've seen names, UK, Philly, Baltimore, you name it, the people, they tuning in. Right now, matter of fact, for all my people on my live right now, give me 5 different states you guys are from so I could definitely say something. I want to give you your flowers for my people that's on my live right now, right? 5 different states right now. And that's what we're waiting for, guys, 5 different states. Let's see what we got. I already know we got New York always on the check-in. We got Ohio, we got Michigan, we got Florida on the check-in, we got Memphis, Tennessee, we got Georgia, we got Connecticut. Keep going, guys. We got South Carolina, we got Mississippi, we got Oklahoma, we got Texas. Come on, guys. You playing with me? New York always in there. Alabama's in the building, right? See, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. This podcast is bigger than Q the Boss. We got Chicago, we got Milwaukee, we got Louisiana, right? These are the states that people are tapping in, and I love it. Because now we're talking about something that really matters. Guys, you have to understand in life, you are what you support. No matter what you say, you are what you support. If you support a negativity, don't be mad that there's more negativity being pushed because they understand by pushing negativity, more people want to hear negativity. So ultimately, what they're going to do, they're going to keep pushing negativity because they realize negativity stand out more than positivity. This is why the crabs always win because they keep creating a mindset that's hindering and hurting our culture, right? And when I say culture, I'm talking about everyone. There are tons of crabs that are hurting the culture. The more positive you talk, the more negative they will become. But I've noticed something. In order to kill negativity, you got to be positive, right? And that's how we're going to kill it every year after every year and every year and every year. 2023 just started, and we definitely trying to create a new mentality, a new mindset. At Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast is what we're creating. We're creating a mindset, a mentality, a new thought, a new belief, a new understanding, one that believes that there can be something greater. That's what we're creating over here, right? By supporting each other, by pushing each other to be greater, right? A lot of people don't understand, like, when you have certain conversations, you have to be very conscious of who you're speaking to. The crab could be the one that as soon as you say, you know, you know what? I think I want to buy a house. You don't have enough money. But I'm going to tell you something. Every person that bought a house at one point or another didn't have enough money. Every person that became a doctor at one point didn't have a degree. Every person that became successful at one point wasn't successful. So it comes with the territory. You don't start at the top. You have to go from the bottom to get to the top. And notice something. When you're in that barrel, right, quote unquote, you have to understand that means there's a mentality that's in this barrel. You have to be conscious of everything that's around you. Let me say that one more time. This barrel that we in, right, is a mental barrel. A lot of us are in this barrel and we don't understand that psychologically we're still in this barrel, mentally. In order for you to get out this barrel, you got to change your mentality. In order to change your mentality, you have to be conscious of your thinking. If you're not conscious of your thinking, you're going to ultimately think the same way that you've been thinking. You get the same results based on your thinking. Most people will never change their mentality, therefore they'll never change their results. How can one change their results if the mentality is still the same? Your results are a reflection of your thinking. Because always understand that it goes thought, action, results. One thinks before they do, then they act on what they're thinking, then ultimately they do it, which leads to the results. That's how life is. Being conscious to what you want is how you have to understand. In order to navigate these big oceans that's in this world, we have to be conscious of us having a ship. You cannot be in a boat in the ocean. You got to have a ship, meaning a big mentality. If you have a small mentality and you're in a boat in this big old ocean, you're going to drown. So create your boat psychologically in your mind, this big old yacht, right, which is the belief. The yacht is the belief. But also understanding that this yacht or this boat, you have holes in the boat, right? And when you have holes in the boat, that's the idea. The idea is always going to have holes in it. But in order for you to navigate this ocean, you have to plug your holes. What are the holes? The holes are second-guessing yourself, disbelief, lack of resources, right? Fear, These are the holes that's in your boat while you're in this ocean of your idea, right? In order for you to navigate that idea to the promised land, you have to be conscious of the way you're thinking. You have to say, you know what? I don't have enough resources. So you know what? Maybe I need some partners who can put money with me to make this happen. That's one idea, right? Let's keep going, right? Now, you know what? I believe that I can achieve more, and I believe that I'm very my idea is a good idea. So what could I do? I need to find people who are better at what I'm not. Say you're bad at finances. Why are you running finances? That don't make sense, right? You have to be conscious. See, the crabs is the ones that don't want to see your idea fruition or grow. Manifestation is real, but also understanding that it's faith without the work is dead. You can manifestate great ideas with the work, but there will be no ideas that will ever manifestate without the work. Always the work comes first, right? We always think that the idea is just going to happen because we believe. That's cool. That's how you believe, but that's not a reality. That's a hard, false reality. Tons of us live in a fairy tale world. And the mentality of the fairy tale believer is the one who still believes that Peter Pan is real. The one that still believes that the Snow White story is real. One who still believes that the Cinderella story is real, right? These are false ideas. But we're talking about living in a reality. And in order to live in reality, you have to accept that you are in reality. Most people still haven't gravitated to reality because their mentality is still so far-fetched. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you this as a secret. Most people say things that are good ideas. If a person sat here right now and say, hey, I want to get into real estate, is that a bad idea? No. What the bad idea is, how are you going to execute it? That's where the realistic nature come in. The idea is a significant idea because it's reality. You can become a real estate person or own real estate, but it's how you're going to do it. That's what most of us don't understand. In order for you to become successful, you have to think with a successful mentality. But if you have this crab in the bucket mentality where you're not trying to support others, but yet and still believe that you're going to become successful, then you're living in a fairy tale world. Understand this. The more you put people around you that's challenging you to become your better self, the faster you'll become your better self. You'll never become your greater self being around people that don't allow you to become your better self. I'm going to tell you something. I'm such a believer in my team that I sacrifice a lot of my time to do this, right? And the reason why is because I already know what we're doing is growing and it's getting bigger and bigger by the day, right? But I'm very conscious of understanding that, with things of a bigger platform comes more responsibility. The crabs are going to come. The haters are going to come. We can call them crabs or we can call them haters. They exist either way. And they're going to always exist. To the end of time, there's nothing you can do to stop a hater, right? All you got to do is keep making the haters mad by keep winning. That's how you kill a hater. You kill a hater by outworking their hate. So they say, you know what, he going to give up. Don't give up. You know what, she going to quit. Don't quit. This is the mentality. This is how we kill the crabs. There are tons of crabs in every community, right? And these crabs are winning because you're allowing them to navigate your mind into the failures of the biggest ocean of the depths of it. You're going right into a whirlpool. And they're pulling you down with them because they don't believe that they're capable of doing anything great. And the more they tell you that, the more you believe it because the energy is being passed for. It's transferring. The person is transferring their negative thoughts onto your mentality. And it's actually grabbing onto you. And here's the problem. You're going to believe that you're not worthy. So therefore, you're going to do things that shows that you're not worthy. You're going to behave as if you're not worthy. And you're going to ultimately stay around people who don't believe that you're worthy. How could you ever tell yourself what you're capable of doing if you've never tried anything? I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to say this in reality. Most of us spit in the face of our God by telling them that we're not capable of doing something we've never even tried. Let me say that one more time. Most of us spit in our God's face by telling him that we're not capable of doing things without even trying. That is insulting. That is insulting. And the reality of all things is, how could I ever believe that I could be successful if I've never even tried? Most of us will say I'm not successful today, but if most of us tell the truth, most of us never pushed ourselves to be our greatest selves. And it's fair to say. Most of us have never gave ourselves 100% of our energy. Most of us have never sacrificed our old self to become our new selves. Most of us are comfortable with the way we used to be, so therefore you're going to continue to be who you used to be. In order to become great, you have to understand we got to walk in new doors. But here's the uncomfortableness that comes in the equation. We have to be uncomfortable in order to become comfortable. We got to understand that success is not happening because of the fact that we're fearful of success. Tons of us are fearful of success because why? It's going to make you very uncomfortable. But you have to understand by being uncomfortable, later on will make you more comfortable. Because there was always somebody at some point in their life when chasing their better self, they had to go through uncomfortableness, right? They had to be willing to sacrifice and put themselves in bigger rooms where they was the smaller fish again. See, when you this big old fish in this little pond, you think you God's gift. But now you remove that fish and you put him in the ocean. You realize that fish ain't as big as you think you is. They said the fish will grow to the size of the tank that they inhabit. Let me say that one more time. They say the fish will ultimately grow to the size of the tank that they inhabit, where they live. You will ultimately only grow to the environments that you're conducive and you're in every day. It allows you only to get to a certain environment or certain space, economically, mentally, physically, everywhere, and even emotionally. Environments can keep you emotionally stagnated. And it's truth. Most of us don't understand that as long as you stay in these environments, it's going to keep your mentality poor. A poor person is not poor because they lack resources. A poor person is poor because they lack the mentality to believe that they can change their economical positioning. Therefore, they're going to be poor. Because before a person is poor, the mentality is poor. And this is the reality. You have broke people today who are still broke because of the fact that they haven't made one change. Not one change. And that's the reality. You cannot sit down every day and expect things to happen for you because of the fact that you believe that you're a good person. There's no such thing. This mentality that you say you want, you have to make sacrifices to get to this mentality. You have to be around more people that hold you accountable. You have to be around people that tell you something called the truth. Most of us fear the truth. Why do you fear the truth? Because of the fact that it makes you uncomfortable? Why do you fear the truth? Because it's something you don't want to hear? Why do you fear the truth? Because it's going to make you a better person? If I call you lazy and you know you lazy, why are you mad? You should be carrying the fact that, this person cares enough about me where they're willing to tell me the truth. This is the mentality of a successful person. Tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can fix it. That is someone successful. Me and my guy Tyler today was talking about the fact that most people are very insecure. And they're insecure because of the fact that things they don't like to hear. In order to not hear truth, you ultimately start believing lies. And I'm going to tell you something that's crazy. A lot of people really don't understand this, and I want y'all to hear this really well. And stay with me. Most people don't understand they can give themselves a disability. And listen to the logic of a disability. Mentally, they can give themselves a disability. They can be blind to their own foolish decision-making, and they can also be deaf to what they need to hear. So ultimately, you gave yourself a disability because you don't want to see truth, nor do you want to hear anything that's reality. So you gave yourself a disability. And that's the reality. A lot of people have given themselves disability because they don't want to hear truth, one. Two, they don't want to see anything that can change their life. I'm going to tell you something. And this is me being family right now. Guys, we family on this Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast. It's not a judgment zone. It's a zone of us coming together so we can become our better selves. It's an area where we can come and challenge ourselves to be our greater selves. It's no more pointing the finger at the world and start pointing at ourselves, right? Let's not keep complaining about what we can't change and start changing the things we can change. I cannot change the fact that my mother's my mother, my dad's my dad, my neighborhood I was born in, the house. Come on, you can't change those things. But you can wake up tomorrow and start making sacrifices so you can become your better self by holding yourself something called accountable. The word is accountable. We got to get rid of these crabs. These crabs will control our lives as long as we continue to not hold ourselves accountable to our decision making. A lot of us make very poor choices. Very, very poor choices. And that's what's keeping you back from your greater self. People say to me every day, yo, Q, what changed? I know who you were. What changed? I said, what changed is the fact that I stopped lying to myself, right? They said, Q, what changed in your life? I said, the first change was I stopped lying to myself, right? The second change is I became accountable. My first thing was this. My lies used to say stuff like, yo, I'm only going through this because my dad wasn't in my life. That's an excuse. That's an excuse for you to fail, right? I'm going to go a second one. Another one, here going to be me. I went from saying stuff like, you know what? My life would be better if I grew up in a nice area. But I'm going to tell you something about if I would have grew up in a nice area. I probably wouldn't have the work ethic I have today. Everything in life happens for a reason. And that's the reality. See, one of my guys we talk about all the time, you got to look at yourself as a construction site, right? And your construction site doesn't have the roof on it yet. So that means you can build a level or you can break a level down. So the negatives, let's break the negative mentalities down and start building more positive levels. Because a lot of them levels that you built fast, they're weak anyway. They're weak. So your building may be big as hell, but yet still your mentality may be weak. So your foundation is weak. Let's work on our foundations again, guys. Let's work on our foundations, right? This is the truth. The podcast we have right now, guys, is called Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast on every major platform. Don't let that go over your head. In order to change your mentality, you have to understand that you are the mentality that you behave and what you're doing. In order to become great, you have to challenge yourself to be great, right? Most people don't want to sacrifice their old self for their new self. How are you going to become a better person when you're still entertaining the same negative conversations? I'm asking this question. How are you going to become greater when the people you're around hate you more because of the fact that you want to be your better self? You have people that hate you because you want to be your better self. I meet older people that are jealous of younger people because the older person made poor choices. Let me say that one more time. And this is the one thing I noticed that we have these conversations. We need to talk about it. I know older people who are very jealous of younger people because of the fact that they made poor choices. You made poor choices. Your 60, 40, 50, 30, 20 years of existence was your decisions. When you look at a person and standing in front of you, there are the life term of decisions. Everything they did is standing in front of you. If a person done did something illegally, chancellorly, they went to jail, right? And that was my mentality. I was the person that was doing illegal stuff but didn't want no consequences. I was the person that was not trying to be my better self but didn't want no consequences. You're going to get what you choose. In life, I'm going to tell you something. No matter how you look at it, you will reap what you sow. You will reap what you sow. And a lot of us ain't sowing nothing positive because of the fact that we ultimately want you to feel sorry for us. There are tons of people that wake up every single day and want somebody to feel sorry for them. They want you to feel, what makes you so special that the world should feel sorry for you? You should be ashamed of yourself to say that. What makes you so special that the world should feel sorry for you? Why? Why? The world don't feel sorry for nobody. I feel sorry for a baby who was born with a disability. I do not feel sorry for a grown man who don't want to do anything with their life. I do not feel sorry for a grown woman who is making poor decisions. Everything is a conscious choice. I'm going to tell you something. I got into an argument with one of my good family members, and this is the truth. Now, tell me, am I wrong for this? Guys who want to call in, right? Let me say this number again, 516-253-1150. 516-253-1150. Somebody write that. 516-253-1150. Call in right now. We taking phone calls. But I want to tell you something. Good person I love. I love to death. Right? The person was dating someone that had a baby with another person. Right? The guy wasn't taking care of his first kid. But yet and still the girl went and had a baby with him and then got mad at the fact that he's not now taking care of her child. Where's the accountability, guys? Where's the accountability? Listen to that narrative. You're dating a person who wasn't taking care of their first child. Now you expect them to magically take care of your child. That's a foolish mentality. They say, show me who you are and I'm going to believe it. But the problem is you want to make somebody who they're not. Once someone show you who they are, you should be very accepting of it like, yo, you know what? At least you're telling me who you truly are. Don't lie to yourself and start believing the foolishness. Don't believe what a person tells you. Believe what a person shows you. Crabs show you that they're crabs. They say little comments like, oh, you think you better than everybody. Oh, you think you faster than you. Come on. These are the mentalities of a crab. Crabs say things that you should be able to listen to and read between the lines. Read between the lines. Hate comes in many forms. Hate comes in jokes. Oh, you got a big head, so you think you're smart. Because you think that person's intelligent. Why don't you just give a compliment and say you're very intelligent? Right? Why don't you just give a person a compliment rather than saying something negative all the time? Because that's a reflection of your insecurities. Most people are very insecure, so therefore their insecurities come out in hate, in jealousy, in jokes, right? People make jokes on the fact that they're really haters. There are a lot of people that are haters. Very haters. Somebody call in right now, 516-253-1150. 516-253-1150. Call in right now. I need somebody to jump on this phone with me. Tell me a moment where you got to see somebody that you can see clearly is a hater. If not a hater, a crab. Give me a crab story. I want someone to call in and give me a crab story. There's a ton of them, right? There's tons of crabs. We have crabs in our own families. I had a person that say they love me, that's related to me, talk to a stranger bad about me. And me and this person haven't seen each other in 20 years. 20 years. 20 years. You know, and that's the issue that we have in today's society. More people look for excuses, right? They look for reality. In order for you to fix your reality, you got to accept what your reality is. You cannot win hating on others. Someone needed to hear that today. You will not win hating on others. I'm going to say that one more time. Somebody need to hear this. The phone number is 516. Yes, right there. It's there. Give a call. Call in right now. Let me say this one more time. You will not win hating on others. I'm going to tell you something. Most of y'all are losing because of the fact that you're jealous of seeing other people become their greater selves. The more you spread love, the more love you get in return. God pours in your cup so you can pour into others. And sometimes we only look at things as monetary, money. And the thing about this is God don't pour in just your cup. We got a phone call from Ohio right now, guys. We're going to answer this call. We're going to take this call. Caller, what's going on, caller? Whoever that caller was, call right back right now. But I'm telling you, this is a mentality we have to understand. You will never win hating on somebody else. It takes a very weak person to be jealous of somebody doing better. Caller, what's going on, caller?
Hello?
How you doing?
Good.
Turn me down. I hear me in the background. How you doing? You hear me?
I'm doing good.
Who am I speaking to? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Who am I speaking to?
Marie.
How you doing, Marie? What's going on?
I'm doing good.
So give me a moment where you had, even if it could be family, it could be a friend, a moment that you saw that people are really crabs in a barrel.
Well, I had this cousin
Huh?
that her and her sister
Okay.
I really didn't understand how much they hated me until they set me up to get murdered.
Wow. Your own family tried to set you up to get murdered.
My first cousin, yes.
Wow. Wow. First
And
cousin.
the good person that I am, the friends that they were surrounded around end up telling me.
Wow. Wow. That's disgusting. It's crazy because what you just said, there's a story by a guy by the name of Lorenzen Wright. He was a basketball player out of Memphis. His own, what's his ex-wife? His wife, she set him up. She killed him. She got him killed for a life insurance policy. You know, that's sad.
Yeah.
But at least somebody told you. Thank God that somebody told you.
I learned beyond that, and the one cousin, I raised her since she was 16 to 18.
Wow.
So that was kind of like hurtful. Like her mom just dropped her off to me at the time. I was 22 years old, raising her.
Wow.
I was like, mid-half of adult, so it was that kind of hurted me that she crossed me like that, her and her sister. But
That's
you
sad.
never know how much a person truly have deep hate for you.
I agree 100%.
Even within them, you helping them.
Because you know what it is? A lot of people, they can disguise the hate. They're good at disguising it, right? And they act like they love you but you can see it like with certain things they do. Because sometimes love do for it also, right?
Yeah.
That's sad, though. Your own family.
My own family.
But
And I'm just glad that I'm a good person and a lot of people respect me because if not, I would have never known. You know, people was coming up to me, you know, even the people that was involved with it,
yes,
they end up telling me like, you know, your name was in it, but as soon as your name came up, everybody know how you are as a person. Your name went out the window. So that's the only thing that saved me.
my sister, I want to tell you, thank God you were able to see the truth, because there are tons of people right now still being pulled down by these crabs and they can't even see it. But that's sad.
It is.
That's sad. But I definitely appreciate your calling. Keep supporting.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I value and I love you so much. You know, keep showing the love. Tell a friend to tell a friend, all right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So, guys, that's crazy. That's Marie from Ohio. She just said basically her family tried to hurt her. You know, and this is the issue that we have so much and so often. This is a very common thing. Your own friends and family will try to hurt you. Guys, we got another caller right now. Caller.
Hello?
How you doing, caller?
How you doing, brother?
What's going on?
I want to tell you how much you helped me. I'm going through a divorce and just the great things that you say to help us fight through everything. And I really do appreciate you. Really, really do appreciate all the words that you say and pull us forward.
You know what it is? Because, like, sometimes we have to understand that even in our worst moments, in our best moments, we still need support, right?
Absolutely.
And you know, like,
Absolutely.
you my brother, regardless if I know you or not, we're brothers. And I just want you to know that I do this for us. And then when I say us, I'm talking about all of us, you know. And I want you to know I'm genuinely, and I care. And the words you just said to me today made my day more than you could ever imagine.
Yeah, but you don't even understand how much you make a difference for people like us, you know?
Wow.
Us that can't really speak to that many people because you know how it is when you're a man and, you know, you start talking and look at you different. But the words that you say is just so much different.
You know,
You can actually talk and then,
yeah.
you know, express how we feel.
But you know, the strongest people are the ones that express themselves. But we're taught that the weakest people are the ones that do that. But that's not true. Because it takes strength to be able to speak your truth. It takes strength to stand up to the problem, right?
Absolutely. And I do. And I do. And I do talk to people.
And I love it.
don't understand why I go through it, but it's people like you that make it easier for people like us.
I appreciate you so much, my brother.
You too, brother. God bless you.
God
man.
bless you
Thank
more, my brother.
Thank you so much.
Listen, brother, I love you. I appreciate you so much, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you more.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Yo, this is what we do this over here for. You know, my God just made my day, man. Like these are the things that I love about doing this podcast. When you hear testimonies like that, you know, my guy said that he's going through a divorce. And he pretty much said that, you know, my words and encouraging him, inspiring him. You know, these are very low moments for a lot of people. I went through a divorce myself, right? And I understand it because I've been through it. And I was with my ex for a very, very, very long time. We're talking about double digits of years, right? That's all I knew. So again, it was a learning experience for myself. You know, I had to learn myself without her because all I knew was her. So again, my brother, I was just on the live. I just want you to know I value, I appreciate you, and I'm definitely going to keep pushing the positive content. For those who want to call in 516-253-1150. Somebody throw that number up. Somebody give a call in. Call in. I'm loving it. Wow, that made my day, guys. Yo, when y'all hear that, you know, being that we doing this podcast, guys, that don't make y'all see that we doing something so positive, something so impactful, because you hear my voice, but you don't see my guys that's working, right? All my guys got the whole setup right now. We working. But I just want y'all to know that when we came together to do this podcast, the whole mission was positivity, right? We're allowing God to lead this whole mission. We're not into this movement no more trying to push more negativity. Everything about this platform is positive. You know, some of the things may be a little controversial because it might ruffle a little, ruffle a little bit of feathers, because the shoe might fit a little bit. But at the same time, I'm not saying these things to hurt anybody. Men, we got to hear the truth. Women, we got to be able to hear the truth. And the issue is, how do we fix if we can't talk about what's wrong, right? So anybody want to call in, right? But I'm loving it, man. Right now, we're talking about crabs in a barrel, though, right? So we're talking about crabs in a barrel. And the mentality is bad, you know, because a crab natural space is not a barrel anyway, right? But a lot of us have the mentality of a barrel. And it's sad because we allowed ourselves to stay in these barrels for a very long periods of time. to the point where we become the barrel. Psychologically, we become the barrel, right? And the issue is, one will become the barrel because of the fact that they're engaging in the activities of the barrel, psychologically, right? They allow themselves to believe that the barrel is home. Get out your safe zones. Let me challenge everybody on this live today. We're talking crazy today. I want you to get out your comfort zone today. Everybody, this is your challenge today. Get out your comfort zone and do something that makes you uncomfortable today, right? Call that person today that you've hurt years ago and just say sorry. Or DM them. We got Facebook, so you can go find Tasha Wilson and say, Tasha Wilson, I just want to say sorry. Let's do something that we normally won't do. That's how you work on becoming a better self. Doing things that make you uncomfortable. Even if the person don't accept your apology, you've done something right. Let's start fixing everything we've done wrong, right? There's a guy I went to school with, right? It's a true story. And this is me being honest. I don't care what somebody feels about me because I'm very secure with who I am. I used to be very insecure because I was very mad about my personal life at home. Economics, right? Economics can make a young person hurt, especially when they love their mothers so much that they want to help them, but they're so young that they can't do anything, right? That can hurt a young person psychologically. And that was my mentality. I always wanted to help my mom, right? Because my mom is my superhero. All I had growing up was my mother. A guy told me the other day he don't believe there's an alpha woman. I said, you haven't met my mom, right? My boy, I got a homeboy over here right now. His mother is super alpha. Kim Carr, yeah. And I got to say it, Kim Carr. KC don't play. There's a lot of alpha females out here, guys. And I love it because they're strong. But hold on, women. Let me say this, and I don't want a lot of women to get mad. But understanding being strong but still having your femininity is extremely sexy. But being strong and losing your femininity is not sexy. That's the issue with a lot of people. A lot of women nowadays, they're very strong, but they're losing their femininity because of the fact that they're too strong. Right? They challenge every single thing. That's not healthy. It is not meant for a woman to be raw. But being strong because you can provide for yourself, that's a part of being an adult. Let me say that again. I don't want no one to take this the wrong way, right? Ladies, because of the fact that you're strong, that doesn't mean that you're a man, right? Here's the logic. A lot of the times nowadays, women misconstrue strength with being a male. And some women are absorbing too much masculine energy to the point where they're losing their femininity. And I'm going to tell you how. Being strong for a woman and saying I'm strong because of the fact that you can provide for yourself and keep a roof over your head, that's an adult. That's not strong, right? That's being an adult. Providing for yourself. Self-provision is an adult. If a person can economically take care of themselves, that makes them an adult, right? We misconstrue the two. Nowadays, women that are absorbing so much masculine energy, they get so captivated by challenging a man's manhood. And ultimately, you're going to get the bad end of the stick because of the fact that men don't want to be challenged by a woman on their manhood. And that's the issue we have in today. And men, I will go on record and say this. A lot of y'all need to step y'all game up so a lot of these women don't have to be so masculine. Because a lot of y'all are not being masculine, right? And it's the truth. So I can take a shot at a man, but I can also take a shot at a woman. And I'm just going to be honest, right? Knowing your roles. Life has roles. And I don't say that a man is better than the woman or a man. Listen, there are women out here right now who are better providers than men. And there are men out here right now who are better nurturers than some women. It goes both ways. It depends on what works in a relationship, guys. Let me just say that. But the crabs in the barrel mentality is so prominent in our culture that I'm starting to see it so evident to the point where people don't see that they're crabs. They can't see it. They're blindfolded to the bull, to the hardship of reality. We have to wake up, guys, and start understanding that we got to stop pulling each other down. It's sick, right? We got to stop pulling each other down. Just because I'm in disbelief about what I could be, I'm not going to tell somebody else they can't do. Let me say that one more time. Just because, wait, let me say that one more time. I want y'all to hear this good. Just because I'm in disbelief about what I believe I can be, I am not going to tear somebody down. And I'm going to tell you something. It says a lot about how weak you are for you to feel or get a kick off of pulling someone else down. It says a lot. You're weak. It takes a weak person to want to pull people down to make them feel comfortable about themselves. I'm going to tell you something. When a person is confident and comfortable with who they are, they don't care about what the world thinks. Understand that when the world starts seeing your mishaps and your flaws, don't be embarrassed, especially when you're exposing others. Right? When you're out here exposing others, don't be. That's why I tell y'all what's wrong with me, because I don't care what a person think. I tell you straight up, I was very insecure, straight up. I'm not going to lie to you. I did a lot of insecure beta crap growing up. And I had to learn what alpha was. I had to learn what a man was. I had to learn it. Right? And as I've learned it, I started behaving as such. I stopped carrying myself with so much excuses. I stopped lying to myself. I stopped becoming a falsified document. Right? Last week we was talking about the falsified documents. Tons of people are falsified. Right? I needed people to understand that we need a something called a what is the word? I want to see the word. I needed an epiphany. What I say it? Epiphany. I don't know how to say it. I got a heavy tongue, normal. But I didn't know that I needed one because of the fact that I was living in a fairy tale world at one point. My world was filled and riddled by excuses, right? And I believed everything I wanted to hear, to the point where I didn't see that at points I was the crab. And the reason why I couldn't see that I was a crab because of the fact that it became so second nature for me to talk negative about anything positive that I couldn't see that how negative I was. Let me say that again. Sometimes, guys, we become so infatuated with the negativity that we don't see that we're the crabs. There's somebody on this live right now that is the crab. They're the crab. Right? What I mean they're the crab is they can't see that the decision that they're making. Right? And that's the issue. How are you going to fix what you can't see again? I was the crab at one point. And I'm confident enough to say it because of the fact that I'm secure with my masculinity. I was a crab. I'm going to tell you how I was a crab. You'll come to me back in the days and say stuff like, yo, I want to bust a move and that ain't going to work. Why are you wasting your time? You know it ain't designed for us to do that. You know we got to stay in this environment. You know we got to stay in the hood. You know we got to, come on, that was my mentality. And I was unconscious to the fact that I was talking like that. To the point where I started ultimately pushing my disbeliefs on myself and my insecurities onto others. And that's my reality. I'm not ashamed to tell my truth anymore. Right? Because in order to fix your lie, you have to live in your truth. Let's allow ourselves to grow. Let's allow ourselves to build. Let's stop making excuses about what we coulda, shoulda, woulda did yesterday and start doing what we got to do today. Right? When we decided to do this podcast, I told my guys, no matter what, I'm going to outwork the opposition. I'm going to work so hard that we become huge. And that's what's going on right now. We're becoming bigger by the day because we work very hard. Right? And when they say, when you're working hard, guess what? Work harder. And work harder. Guys, for someone on this live right now that need to hear this, I know you may have made poor choices yesterday. I know you may have made poor choices last week. I know you may have made poor choices a month ago. Get this, Chris. Let me say this one more time. Stay with me, y'all. I want y'all to hear this. For someone on my live right now, and I want you to hear this with prominence. I know you made poor choices last year. I know you made poor choices last month. I know you made poor choices last week. I know you made poor choices this week, and I know you made poor choices yesterday, and I know you might have made some today. But I'm going to tell you something. Learn to forgive yourself. In order for you to fix yourself, you got to forgive yourself. And when you love yourself, you don't allow yourself to go through certain things. A lot of us need to tell ourselves sorry. Someone needs to look in that mirror today and tell themselves sorry. Sorry for allowing you to continuously go through this because of my decision making. Sorry for not holding myself accountable. Sorry for the fact that I'm in disbelief about my reality. Someone need to tell themselves that. Someone need to get out of their excuses and start claiming and blaming themselves. When you blame yourself, you can fix yourself, right? No one can't make you walk and do something wrong. It's your choice, and you are your choices. Hold yourself accountable to every decision you make from this day forth, and you'll start seeing that everything will start changing for the better in your life. The more you keep lying to yourself, the more you'll start believing your own lies. You cannot fix the lie if you keep lying to yourself. ultimately understanding that you are every decision you make. Get away from the crabs. Stop allowing them to pull you down. Start disengaging from the negative conversation. When someone talks about somebody else, say, I don't want to hear it. Rebuke it. Because it's only the devil. That's all that is. And we allow him to use us at times. There are tons of people that let and allow the devil to use them every single day to do his work. Right? And it's sad. Because a lot of us in disbelief of understanding. Something wrong with this, Kizzy. We need to understand this. Let's not make excuses no more about what we didn't, what we should have, what we could have did. Let's start making better choices. I'm going to tell y'all something, right? Let me give y'all a couple more people if y'all want to call in and talk about this topic. 516. Somebody pin this number, 516 253 1150. 516 253 1150. For those who want to call in, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes so you can call in. Give me 1 second. I need something to drink. Oh. Someone call in right now, guys. 516 253 1150. Let me get a phone call. Somebody call in right now. Quay, I appreciate you so much. Quay been posting the phone number the whole time. I appreciate you so much, Quay. Right? We out here working, guys. We have to understand that you are your decisions. No more making excuses, guys. Let's start making. No, he said the phone is busy. Try it again. We got to understand that we are our decisions. We have to realize that we can become better people by challenging ourselves to become our better selves, by living in our reality. For those who not following me, follow me right now on TikTok. Show the love. Follow. We do this every single Sunday. For those who want more content, tap into the podcast at Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast. We're taking this caller right now, guys. Caller, what's going on, caller?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
I have a grin from ear to ear. I am so blessed and happy I got into your room today. I don't call people. I never do this.
Listen, I appreciate you. Who am I speaking to?
My name is Cindy.
Cindy, what's going on, Cindy? How you doing? You got me smiling from grinning too. How you feeling?
I'm good.
Listen.
It just spoke to me. It spoke to me, man.
Listen, that's the whole content. That's the whole conversation of what we're trying to do over here. We're trying to help people build, help people grow, help become their better selves. If you look at all my content, that's all it's about, positivity and productivity. It's nothing about negativity.
Man, when you spoke about that tongue, it's like I tell people every time, your tongue to bless or you could curse.
It is.
You can do that for yourself, you can do that for somebody else. So you got to be careful what comes out of your mouth. People just use words so randomly.
Yes.
You're cursing yourself sometimes. You got to remember that.
I agree 100%.
So anything and everything out there. So I just wanted to say keep it up. I love it. You have touched me. It makes any difference. And, you're right. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday, a couple hours ago. Just keep striving to be better.
I agree 100%.
Stay focused.
Listen.
Keep going ahead. So I just wanted to say God bless you. I mean, I wish you well. And I'm happy I jumped in when I did.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Listen, we got more content, too, on all major platforms. It's called Don't Let That Go Over Your Head. Check it out.
All right, I sure will.
I appreciate you so much.
You got somebody now.
Thank you so much.
Don't worry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, that's what we do this over here for, man. We love touching people, man. We love the impact that we make, man, and the people able to speak their piece and able to say how they feel, man. It makes me feel so good to be able to do that, right? For those who don't know, who not following me, we on a lot of different platforms, right? We stream on YouTube. The YouTube is, for the merchandise also, understand, support the movement, empower Dynasty, right? That's the movement. For those who want more content, we on every major streaming platform for a podcast. It's called Don't Let That Go Over Your Head, right? YouTube channel is called Empowered Dynasty. Also, follow me on every major platform. Q the Boss on every major platform. Also, we have an Instagram at Don't Let That Go Over Your Head Instagram. Tap into the Instagram at Q the Boss 516. And Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast on TikTok, everywhere. We everywhere. Guys, I want you to know that in order for us to become our better selves, we have to accept that we need to fix ourselves, right? No more being crabs. No more allowing the decisions of yesterday to affect us today. Okay, you've done something wrong. We get it. We all have. No one is perfect, right? But I'm going to give somebody a chance to call in one more time. 516-253-1150. 253-1150. 516-253-1150 for someone want to call in right now, right? I appreciate you guys so much. You guys made my day, right? This is what I do this thing for, right? To help mold minds and help to grow. We pushing each other to become our better selves. No more sitting back making excuses. Let's allow ourselves to become our better selves by challenging ourselves. No more excuses. You know, a lot of us made excuses for a very long time on the reason why we're not doing well. Some of us told ourselves a lie so much that we believe it. Some of us say things like, I'm not successful because of the fact that the world don't want to see me successful. Where does that even make sense? But there's somebody on this live that believe that. I'm not successful because the world don't want to see me successful. I'm going to tell you something. You may not be big in your little small town, but sometimes you may have to relocate psychologically. In order for you to grow, you have to be willing to relocate your mind psychologically. Let me say that again, right? I want y'all to hear this very well. Here's the issue. Tons of us don't understand that wherever you're from, that little environment is the reason why your mentality is what it is. Let me say that one more time. If you leave your mind in this little environment, your mind will ultimately only grow to the environment that it's in. But if you want to grow, you may have to pick up your mental luggage and move yourself from those environments. In order for you to grow, you have to be willing to change your location. Change your psychological location to another environment, to an address called success, right? You used to live at One Failure Drive, and you were comfortable there. Then you moved from One Failure Drive to two I Will Not Be Great Drive. And then you moved to another address that was always bad. You've never moved yourself into a better environment that made you believe that you could become greater. Let's relocate our minds. Let's change our locations to an environment called 1, I Can Do Better Drive. 2, I Love Myself Avenue. Let's start moving on to these environments that's allowing us to become our better selves. In order for you to become your better self, you got to be around people that challenge you to be your better self. Stop making excuses. Stop allowing yourself to continuously lose by not making the right choices. Listen, I don't care if somebody's a family member. I don't care if somebody's a friend. I don't care if somebody says they love you. When somebody loves you, right, and this is the truth, when you're around people that's challenging you to be your better self, then you'll see that you'll become your better self. Get away from the crabs. I don't care if they're your friends. I don't care if they're your family members. I don't care if they're your brothers. I don't care if they're your sisters. I don't care if they're your cousins. It's time to move on. Let's go around people that appreciate us and stop going around people that don't. Stop allowing the crabs to drag you to the bottom of the ocean. Start moving on. Because everyone understands that in order to be successful, you got to be around people that's pushing you and inspiring you to be your better self. Right? We're going to go out with this. If God is our Father, and my men on this live right now, you're my brothers, that make you my spiritual brother. To my sisters, if God is your Father and God is my Father, that makes me your spiritual brother. What father do you know that will bless me or bless you for hurting each other? Till next time, guys, don't let that go over your head.